Okay. And here we go. 3, 2, 1. Everything ready? Yeah, everything's ready. Oh. Slow out of the gate here. Not sure if I was going to make that or not. Too slow on the swings and then ever so slightly too fast. Oh, that worked. Worked surprisingly well. That's a shame. He was actually running towards me and then he just stopped really quickly. What? Fucking kidding me with that bullshit. What a way to lose 2 seconds. Ah! Damn it. Oh, my lord. I don't want to do that. Fuck, 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 fuck. That was just poor on my part. I've been a lot of that recently, accidentally hitting buttons. I'm doing alright. How are you doing? Oops. Oh, yeah. Yep. Gotta do those every now and then, yeah. Lamb roast sounds good. Last time I had lamb, I think, was when I went to a Mongolian restaurant. That was a long time ago. Not really. Like in America, it's not really that common of a thing to eat, and then over here, yeah, people just usually aren't eating lamb. Well, you can't find it, it's just it's not that common. They really don't even grow sheep in Japan that much, honestly. If at all. No, I originally was supposed to be going to the UK at some point a few years ago, but COVID kind of derailed that. And then the UK got too expensive to go to, so the study abroad program got shifted to New Zealand. Maybe someday. I wouldn't count on soon, though. I think my brother goes there every now and then. Although I think they kind of like going more to mainland Europe than maybe the UK, but... No, just vacation stuff. I mean, there was a long time ago when he was working for ING, you know, the Dutch bank. I don't even know if they're around anymore, but and they had considered transferring him to the Netherlands, but he didn't want to do that. Yeah, it's like one of the branches they had over here ended up getting bought out by Capital One, so I don't know how much of a presence they have in the US anymore. So I wasn't really sure whether they had just gotten bought out entirely or whatever. It's been years at this point. Yeah, like I don't know too much about ING other than Orange and a Lion and Netherlands. That's about it. I think that's about the best time I've ever come out of there with. The thing is, that's actually a little bit faster than that with slow pressing the button. That may actually be the right way to do that fight for me. That seemed to work better in some ways. But getting back to the lamb thing, like, I mean, it's kind of like a, you know, a duh thing, but if you want to eat lamb, like, you kind of have to go to a place that has sheep. It's not like people don't import lamb meat, but I think it's just more expensive than things like chicken or beef or pork, so it just kind of ends up falling by the wayside for most people. I do know that it's a pretty big part of Mongolian cuisine, though. Other countries I couldn't tell you. I imagine like India or Indonesia is probably pretty different depending on which part of the country you go to. Just because they've got a pretty large Muslim population, but then they've also got a non-Muslim population as well. I liked Mongolian food. If you haven't ever had Mongolian food, it's worth trying. Might have gotten clear if I screwed that up. It's pretty hearty food. Like the culture is I can't, the words are not coming to mind. But like there's a heavily like agrarian and transient nature to the parts of the culture. So like a lot of the food is kind of reflective of that. So it's a lot of, you know, dishes made for people who spend all day, you know, working outside, working hard. That was a weird mistake. Don't know why I didn't throw the jar. Definitely was not going to get that DoorDash. All right. We have gotten here really fast. All right. That could have been a better fight, but it was good enough. Good enough to leave me with a pretty healthy lead here. It's not the farthest I've ever been up at this point, but one of the better times. I think I've had an 1827 at some point. Regardless of RNG, like I am definitely playing a lot better than I was a couple weeks ago. Just in terms of like the times I'm producing. Too smooth on that transition, I guess. Too high. All right. Oh, wow. Come on, no rocks. Come on, no rock. Well, look at that rock just coming right at me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oof, that was close. Well, that sucks. That's basically 3 rocks I had absolutely no hope on. I'd like to have dashed there, but it's just too dangerous for that thing wandering around. Alright. Oh, damn it. Standing too high. And the peg bumped me off. That can happen. I was trying to dash down there, wasn't even close. Ah, I should have grabbed that. I didn't dash. Oh. Oh, come on. Shh. Oh, what a disaster that was. Didn't dash coming out of the door. Took way too long to get through there and took too much damage. Okay, can we not bump into the bumper today? How about that? There we go. Should have been at least 10 seconds faster. Oh, that was dangerous. Oh, can you just not be a jerk today for once? Holy shit. It's gonna end up not being nearly as good a time as it could have been. could have picked up like almost 10 seconds there. Sucks. Weird little audio glitch there. Yep. Run up. Run left. Run up. Left. Up. Diagonal left. And dash. Oh. First time I've bonked there in a while. Now the only question, assuming I get there, sometimes that doesn't work out, but is what's the Ganon going to give me today? I've been all over the map with that recently. Under 28 is always nice. God damn it. Oh. All right, what am I doing? Oh my God. What is going on? Oh, that's like 7 seconds there for ridiculous shit. Always hate this room. There's just an off chance that the room's going to do something really ridiculous to you. Luckily not today. This should have been a lot better time. 31:30 here is not that impressive. Oh, finally a good start. Well, not finally, but... Well, that's more like it. There you go. That's the game I know. Yep. Of course. It is unreal how bad my luck has been with this lately. Right up through the last part of Tower Hero doing pretty well. The Mordor fight was kind of eh. And then I had a bad run through the forest and a okay run through the tower, but then Ganon gave me a 4 again because I don't know, just recently I just can't get good luck on that. So I'm probably up around like 30 seconds or so. Although I should probably be up closer to like 40. And if I'd gotten even remotely good luck, I'd be up closer to a minute. If I got a 0, I'd be up like a minute and a half almost, or a little bit over a minute. A minute and a half, a little bit overstating it. As long as R&D doesn't kill me again, I seem to be playing pretty well today. At the moment. Shouldn't have be. I don't know what happened with that. Hold on. Let me fix that real quick. I had to make some adjustments at the start of the stream, but I know I set it back. I don't know how it got turned off again. We're gonna know whether we have something in relatively short order. Uh-oh. I don't need surprises like that. Damn it. How did I mess that up? That really hurts. It's at least 3 seconds. And if I'm unlucky, it'll get me killed too. Yep, there it is again. God damn it. I don't know what's gotten into it recently with doing that bullshit. That's literally 3 times in a row. God damn. That was a good run, too. That sucks. Alright, hold on a second. Alright. Let's try again. Don't worry, like I knew you meant Cabedon. Alright. 3, 2, 1, hoi. Come on. The hell was that? Turned out a lot better than it deserved to. All right. Thank you. Always appreciate when they leave me the hell alone. There we go. All right. Let's go. Well then. Oh, disaster. Well, sometimes it just is absolute nightmare in that room. All right, rat, you owe me. Of course, that's exactly what you owed me. Let's just reset it there. I know where that's headed. All right. No, as much RNG as there is on this game, it'll still never be as bad as the original Resident Evil 3. Like the speedrun for that one is more or less like 40 minutes of coin flips every 20 seconds or so. At least it's only 40 minutes, though. Oh, no. I'm not messing with anything like that. Like, those games are actually pretty hard to speedrun. Like, the precision and movement required is extremely high to be any good at it. Like, you don't even want to know, like, how good you've got to be at some stuff to be able to be at the top of those games. Like, some speedruns just aren't fun, and like, most of those speedruns, from my perspective, kind of fall into that category. Like, if you really want to be good at it, like, you gotta learn to do so much stuff that's such a pain in the ass, it's just almost not worth it. It's one of those things where if you've been doing it from the beginning, it doesn't seem that bad. If you're just trying to jump in the middle, though, oh man, hey, you gotta be dedicated just to even catch up. And the thing is, like, I've only, like, with Resident Evil 3, I've only ever played through that game one time, I think. I liked it. I just, for whatever reason, I only ever played it through it one time. Bought it around when it came out, played it, and then something else came out. More or less. Like, most of the RE games are under 2 hours, and like the early ones are all like well under 1 at this point. Like, from a time investment standpoint, like on a per run basis, like Resident Evil is one of the easier games to run, but in terms of like getting actually good at it, the skill commitment, that's a different story. Like, Balkba Soup's been going over a lot of the world record speed runs recently and just kind of talking about like all the stuff that they do during the runs, and it is honestly ridiculous how much garbage they have to do to save time on some of those runs. Ah, of course. Of course, it couldn't let me have that. Oh, no. Like, when I say garbage, I mean, it's just like, it's... like, in order to save a few tenths of a second here, you gotta, like, constantly be doing these difficult tricks that if you mess them up cost you seconds. And you have to do that over and over and over and over again. Like, that's the kind of stuff I mean when I say Like, it's really impressive, but it doesn't look like a lot of fun to do. Yeah. Like, it's one thing if, you know, like, missing it isn't that big of a penalty, but, like, when missing it is a huge penalty and the reward is minuscule, but you've got to do it to be able to be at the top, like, that's when it stops being fun. Whew. Wasn't sure if I was going to be able to hit him. Oh, what am I doing? Slow button press. 7:36 is a good time, though. Oh, something. Man, that guy tried to get in the way. Man, did he try to get in the way. Ah. Please drop arrows. Of course not. Yep. 11:05 is probably the best time I've ever put up there. Might not be, but it's the best one I can remember. I don't remember ever being at 11:05 or better before. Goal is under 11. For the time being. Hey, I made it that time. Thank God. And it's 12:47 here. So good. I really thought that was going to be a 6. Ah. $14.42. Not bad. Could have been under 14.40. Made it. Ah, of course. Just can't make it through clean lately. thumb kind of stuck to the D-pad there. 1625, that's definitely the best time I've ever had there. Oh man, that is some absolute garbage left there. A lot of missed arrow shots there, but worked out in the end. $18.30 is pretty good. Would like to be closer to 18.20. All right. Suck. Oh, please don't let this guy get in the way. Of course he did. Of course he did. Ah. That's a shit trip up the mountain. 4 hearts of damage. Oh boy, I'm gonna die. Unbelievable. Please let me through here. Oh, hopefully I can actually get this one to where I dig some holes. I've been able to dig holes in a few days now. The game's just been brutal. Alright. Come on, come on, come on. Really wanted a heart there. Thank you for leaving me alone. Alright. Please don't bonk into the hole. Holy crap. Nope. Oh, man. God damn it. I'm better off if I just let myself fall in the first place. Oh, well, there went the whole lead. Oh. I can't blame anyone for that. That's all my fault. Oh. Oh well, that's a common occurrence, I think, honestly. Like, I fall into that hole, and then I'm pressured on the fight to try to speed it up. So then I do stupid risky things like that there. Although, to be fair, he didn't knock me off there, like, I ran into him. So... But again, that's just because I was trying to hurry up. Yeah, I wish I could call that luck. That's a skill issue, though. Like, I still haven't gotten down the visual on when I'm going to be okay on that dash and when I'm not. Oh, it's gonna be another day of no digging again, isn't it? Really is this gonna be another day of no digging? Oh man, that's a terrible time. What am I doing? We're not keeping that. Oh. Ah. Whoops. Why am I so slow right now? What the hell is going on? Getting into a bad loop here. Alright, one of the problems with having to reset a lot early on is this early part is one of the most button mashing heavy parts of the whole game. And the more times I have to do it, my arm starts getting tired. And it's like you're just constantly mashing buttons on this early part. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more complicated than that. I don't know, maybe I could try holding the controller up. Oh my god. Damn it. Controller slipped out of my hands. I'll get something to drink real quick and get my arm up for rest for a second. Thing is, like, for the dialogue boxes, I actually do mash with both hands, and the wall mashing too, and there really isn't a way to do it with both hands. I mean, I guess there is, but no matter how I do it, like, it's gonna, like, there's one arm that's gonna get work more than the other. Hold on a second, let me get something to drink. Yeah, luckily this game falls in the era where tutorials really didn't even exist. Yep. I don't know, the pressure's on Sony hard right now with that. The thing is, like, and I'm aware, I've been aware of this from the start, is like, even if Sony kind of put down the final decision on whether they were going to do this relatively recently, the groundwork for it has been in the works for probably a while. Because it's kind of hard to make a big decision like this just, you know, even in like a month. Like, you really need, because of supply chain things and things like that, like, you're going to upset a lot of people if this is thrown on, which is what you're seeing happen with like retailers and some devs too. Because I mean, there are like, most of the major developers probably aren't going to complain that much, although some of them will. If you look at some of the digital versus physical sale numbers for some of these games, yeah, some of the devs may be pretty upset because you're cutting over half their audience. But yeah, like, I mean, obviously retailers are going to be upset because no physical means no store traffic. And a lot of the ones that sell physical in the first place also do resales, like, you know, used game sales, and that's going to hurt them as well, because that basically destroys that market as well. I mean, if I was a retailer, I'd just tell Sony, like, you know what, don't even bother sending us your PS6s. I mean, that's kind of what you saw happen with Microsoft as well, is Microsoft has really been right. Microsoft's been trying to get away from physical media as well. Like they've just been doing it more blatantly, and like part of the reason you're seeing them disappear from stores is because thanks to Game Pass and just Microsoft in general trying to get rid of physical media, like the stores don't see the value in carrying Microsoft products anymore. And there's kind of a doom loop there too, in that lack of presence in store leads to lack of mind share, which also leads to a decrease in sales. And I think that effect may be a little bit underestimated. Like the business people aren't so stupid that they don't understand that. Like there's no way they don't understand that, but I think they may be underestimating just how much of an effect it has. Like I don't think that people really care to go to retail to buy those things. And like GameStop was complaining about this. Like they had people coming into the store to buy Grand Theft Auto, and when they told them it was just going to be a code in a box, they just walk out without making a pre-order. Because what's the point? Saw something on Twitter today too. Apparently Grand Theft Auto is so spooked by what's going on right now, they asked Sony to remove all of the Grand Theft Auto related theming from their apps and things like that at the moment. They don't want the association right now. I mean, the thing is, like, Grand Theft Auto is complicit. Like, them not having a physical release at the start, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony's got a hand in that, actually. I mean, say that physical is still only 20% of your market. Like, you don't just throw away 20% of your market like that. Like, that's a really silly thing to do, because you've got no guarantee that that market's going to follow you to the next medium. Like, it's extremely risky, and that's a lot of money, especially when your profit margins in a lot of cases aren't that big. I mean, for Sony, this has got absolutely nothing to do with selling more games. It's got everything to do with being able to control the medium and thus profit off of it better. I guess it's hard to tell what's going on with Sony right now, because I don't know how much of Sony's control lies with who at this point. But I don't know, like, at the end of the day, gaming desperately needs to get investor money excised, surgically removed, because it's not having the desired effect on the hobby. Like, you appreciate investor money if it allows you to make the kind of things you want to make, but when investor money starts pushing you in directions that are extremely short-term thinking and not good for either the product, the consumer, or the long-term health of the industry. And the thing is, like, these investors don't care. Like, for an investment, you know, you hate to use the word parasite, but the way that they act is, in a lot of ways, the same form as a parasite, in that they attach to something, extract as much wealth as they can, and as soon as it doesn't provide value in that way, they just move on to the next target. Because it's a target-rich environment, so you don't have to care whether you kill your host or not. All you care about is whether you're making as much money as you possibly can. Like, you'll be more careful with something if you don't have many options, but right now, if you're an investor, well, if you blow up one company but make money in the process, well, you can just move on to the next company, because who cares? Got automodded. Whatever the automod settings are, they're the default ones. Ah, come on, man. What happened? Oh, man. That's a shame. I shouldn't be 3 seconds behind. I should only be like 1.5. Well, I mean, the thought process isn't complicated. It's how can I make the most money in the least amount of time? That's it. If you're an investor, and this is the problem I have with modern day investing, is like most investors have no investment in the thing they're investing in other than it producing money for them immediately. Like, that's not a good thing. What the hell happened there? Jesus, no, like, this is a mess. I don't know. That last room there, like, I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't know how he aggroed so quick that he was able to hit me in the side and knock me off my path. I don't know, maybe I messed up the path coming in. I was slow or something. No, he shouldn't have been able to do that. Must have been slow somehow. But again, with like the investor, there's not a complicated thought process there. It's just what is going to produce the most money. I mean, this is what I was talking about before, like the fundamentals of how the stock market work are currently broken, and they're broken in the sense that, and this is a problem with a lot of things in modern day culture, is people have figured out how to gamify things. In other words, don't treat things from a perspective of, what's the word I'm looking for, or like principle or anything like that. Like, you're not really concerned with the long-term health of the game or anything like that. The only thing you concern yourself with is winning the game. And like anything can be gamified if there are winners and losers, so to speak. Whether it be politics, you know, investing, you name it. So the way the current culture encourages people to act is to basically game things out, figure out where the exploitable parts are, and then exploit them. And that's kind of how modern day investing works. And that if the point of investing is to make money, how do you make the best money? How do you make the most money? Well, if you have a target-rich environment where you don't have to worry about the target, you know, being long-term sustainable, because there'll always be a next target to move on to, then the goal would be to extract as much wealth as possible from whatever investment target you have in as short a time as possible, and then move on to the next target when you're done. And that's exactly how things work. And if the goal is to make money, that is absolutely the way you would do it. Now, the thing is, like, when you're dealing with corporations and things like that, you know, obviously corporations exist to, you know, do some sort of business that has to be profitable at some level. But the thing is, like, corporations also provide a service or they provide a product, and depending on the service and product, those things can be fairly important. So you don't want people just, you know, gamifying those things to being nothing more than profit machines. Because you can damage the long-term health of the society by gamifying things in such a manner. I mean, you really don't have to do anything more than just kind of look at the back and forth between an online game and, like, cheaters or hackers and things like that. to kind of understand the dynamic that's at play here. I mean, you'd see this in gaming a lot, like a similar thing in gaming a lot with the idea of like meta and trying to find the most efficient, quote unquote, best way to play a game. And, doing things in that way is, obviously it's going to have its benefits because, doing things efficiently or whatever, especially when the idea is to grind out materials or experience or things like that. I mean, that's what you want to do. That's kind of the goal of the game to an extent. But, being efficient isn't necessarily always a good thing. A rather extreme example, like, what's the most efficient thing to do with humans? Well, it'd be something like maid, except for you don't get to decide when they get rid of you. That would be the absolute most efficient way to run a society, but we don't do that for reasons that I hope I don't need to explain. I mean, illegal immigration in the U.S. is an example of people gamifying the system. They figured out that the best way to deal with the system is just to go into the country, ignore all the rules, get in there, and then drag your feet as hard as you possibly can to prevent yourself from getting kicked out, and then do it in large enough numbers to where if somebody even tries to do it in the first place, the system is overwhelmed. They quote-unquote figured out the game and broke it. So what you have to do is you have to try to make rules and things like that to prevent people from breaking your game. That's why, like the game design level, one of the most important things to do is think about how people might try to break your stuff. How will people try to exploit something? Because the thing is, you can say to yourself, well, like most people probably won't try to exploit things, but the thing is, like, if an exploit exists and it's clearly advantageous, and there's not much downside doing it, most people are just going to do it. So if it's something that's going to, greatly reduce the enjoyment or value of your game, you got to make sure that you have that not be an option. And like with single player games, some people say, well, it's a single player game, why do you care? Well, most games imply some form of competition, even in like the single player space. And like you can see it with something like speedrunning, where this is a single player game. my experience of the game has no bearing on somebody else's experience of the game, theoretically. But when you put time into something and put effort into something to doing it, and then you find out somebody else put almost no effort into doing it and got the same result you did, I mean, say what you want about it, but psychologically that kind of kills some people's enjoyment of stuff. Some people are able to ignore that. Most people aren't. And while you'll see maybe not so many people complain about it, what you will see, though, is that they slowly kind of back away from it because they don't see the point. You're starting to see this at a societal level with men, because men these days don't see the point of participating in society. They think the game is broken and rigged and there's no point in playing it. Screwed it up. I really didn't need to reset there, but that just kind of makes me mad. I could have not reset there and probably been more or less dead even. I didn't like that. Left a bad taste in my mouth. Probably would have subconsciously sabotaged the run anyway. So. That sucks. Up. Should have been a lot better time. Oh well. Oh. Ah. Oh, come on. Oh my God. Ah. Oh, come, oh my God. I can't believe that. Man, sometimes it just ain't happening. It ain't happening today. The thing is, like, it wasn't like I was actually playing pretty well today for the most part, but I don't know, I may have run out of gas here. It's actually, it's not that big of a deal if you don't get the spin kill there. If you can just get him on the rebound with a sword swing, but if you take damage like I did there, that's a problem. Boom. Right. Ah. Here's the thing is, like, the decline in physical sales is kind of plateaued, and it's plateaued for a few reasons. One is that there are a lot of people that actually like physical and always have and never really wanted to go digital in the first place. And the other is there's some people that have started to figure out that maybe this digital thing isn't such a good deal, and they're worried about the idea of everything going digital and being turned into a renter for the rest of their life. They're never actually owning anything. Like, it always kind of surprised me how dismissive people were of the whole, you know, you'll own nothing, you'll be happy thing when that first kind of came out. And like, the people that said that, they don't say those things on accident. It's one thing if somebody's just kind of riffing, but like when you're publishing an article, that means you put time into it to think it out. You checked it, most likely. Hit the publish button and had confidence enough in it to put it where people could get it. And when something like the World Economic Forum is doing that, you should probably be paying attention. Here's the other thing too, like, people talk about, you know, like vinyl making a comeback. What do you think the sales numbers of vinyl versus physical games are in terms of total revenue? And I'll guarantee you, like, games dwarf it. But games is the one that's getting killed off. It's got nothing to do with customer preference. Ah, damn it. Oh, I haven't made that mistake in a while. It's been so long since I've done that, it wasn't even in mind as a possibility. I walked too far right when I threw the jar. That's what happened. And so the spawn point for that skeleton, you can see where it spawned. It was just enough to the right where it could spawn without being on top of the jar. I guess I'll give this one more shot. Like, if I can't get it this time, like, I just don't think it's happening today. I don't even feel like I'm playing bad. It's just it just doesn't feel like it's meant to happen today. I mean, it's... In general, I'm playing well. It's just that there's been a few catastrophic errors here and then some bad luck. I mean, right up until they ended, RNG aside, the 2 runs I had today that went anywhere, probably 2 of the best runs I've ever had, period. Like, if you just take the RNG out of it and just, like, the results I was putting up, those were 2 of the best runs I've ever had, period, in terms of performance. And the skills is not working out today. That was the company I was trying to think of the other day, Limited Run Games, yeah. There's no point in selling a physical copy of a game if there's no way to hook it to the system. And the other thing too is like, and this is a problem for them, is disc production for the PlayStations is entirely controlled by Sony. There's no third party involved. So like you just can't make your own discs. Like you have to contract that through Sony. I mean, I suppose you could try. I don't know if you know about this or remember this, but back on the original Nintendo, there was a lawsuit about this in the US because there were some game companies that made their own game carts. These were the game carts that tended to be a little bit different of a shape than the Nintendo, or like different colors. And Nintendo sued them and lost. So what I imagine you could do is if somebody could figure out a way to produce Blu-ray discs that weren't licensed by Sony but would work on a PlayStation 5, you could do that potentially. But there's also the problem, like the Blu-ray technology is still owned by Sony. Like the storage technology that was used in those discs, that wasn't owned by Nintendo. But Blu-ray technology is owned by Sony. So if you could make like carts or memory cards or something like that, then yeah, maybe you could still produce physical media. But I don't think that discs is a viable solution anymore because all the rights are, like, all the manufacturing rights are owned by Sony and the Blu-ray consortium. After 2028, yeah, I mean, that is pretty much the case. Unless somehow they could find a way to get their hands on, like, some kind of surplus supply that somebody had a hold of somewhere that Sony didn't care about. Like, I doubt Sony would go through the trouble to try to put a cease and desist on that. But if Sony's like most major corporations, what they'll do is they'll order any excess supply destroyed. If you want to know like how crazy some companies are willing to be about things like that, there's a major agricultural company in the US. It's either Dole or I forget the name of the company, and they sold like, you know, like canned fruits and canned vegetables and things like that. And so like one of their big products was, you know, canned peaches. And so if you owned one of the farms that made peaches for them, when they went under, you had to destroy all of your peach trees. Perfectly good peach-producing trees. You had to destroy all of them. Why? Because the company owned the rights to that peach. And they were telling you couldn't sell it anymore. It's insane, yeah? I mean, if you're the US, you would think just from a food security standpoint, you wouldn't want them doing that. Just because of the time investment necessary to rebuild something like that. You're not talking about 2 years, you're talking about decades. And that's in just to that point, that's one of the things that Asmongold and Louis Rossman were trying to make a point of with the physical media thing, and like, you know, you're not actually owning these discs anyway, is that according to the license agreement for those physical discs, like they can technically order you to destroy that disc. Now, that has yet to be challenged in court, and I have questions as to whether it would hold up, but that is a thing. And it's happened with other pieces of software in the past, I believe. All right, man, have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Rip indeed. Yeah, I'm just fucked today. Like, I just can't do it today. It is not happening. Not happening. Like, I just can't do it right. I don't know. Today, give up. Man. It's not my day the last 3 days, I guess. I don't really know what to say other than that. Well, just move on and try again tomorrow. That's it. But yeah, it just didn't work out today. It's too bad. That happens. Just unfortunately, it's been happening a lot the last few days. It's all right. I mean, what, you get PBs 2 days in a row, and then sometimes you get just like shitters like this for a week. Who knows what's going to happen? It's just a mix of my condition on any given day and then how the RNG of the game's going to work out. And just got to kind of hope those two converge in the right place. Didn't work out, but that's all right. There's always tomorrow. So. As always, thanks everyone who always watches and comments. Care about physical games. Owning your media, keep putting the pressure on Sony, because I mean, this has got more to do with just, it's got more to do with it than just physical. This is there's a whole meta battle going on over here of the own nothing and be renters crowd versus the I would like to actually own things crowd. And that's kind of why I think this is kind of blown up. Like, if Sony had done this in a different time period where people didn't feel like they were slowly being pushed out of owning stuff, I think they probably wouldn't be facing the backlash they are. But everything is starting to pile on at the same time right now, and people have started to notice. And Sony just happened to be big enough and at the right time to basically catch the beginning backlash to it. So, like, I doubt this ends with Sony, and I don't know how this is going to play out long term, but if people don't get a satisfactory result from this, the next time it happens, it's probably going to be worse. So, but again, like, if you do care about it, you got to do something about it. Like, it's doing nothing and expecting things to get better is just not a plan. Not with the current nature of society. Like, if you want a society that will take care of problems on its own without having to do much, like, you have to actually earn that in the first place. And while that may have been something that existed 20, 30 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, you don't have it now. And it's largely because we threw it away. So if you want one back, you're going to have to work for it, because it just doesn't happen on its own. That's not how these things go. So that's about all I've got to say on that for today. So everybody, have a good one. I'm going to be back at 9 o'clock for Grand Blue Fantasy. Continuing on from yesterday, that of Volcano. Trying to get Luria back. We got the item to get the mind control collar off of her. So we'll see where it goes from there. That's what we're doing on that one. And I'll be back with Link to the Past run tomorrow, barring any unforeseen developments. So hopefully tomorrow will go a little bit better. Have a good one, folks. See you soon. See you tomorrow.